Hey everyone! So in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can create this startup landing page using the Divi theme and its visual builder. So the purpose of this video is to show you how easy it is to use this visual builder to build or recreate websites like this one. This is a free template I found in this address, so feel free to check it out. Anyway, so let's get started. So I already have my WordPress website with the Divi theme installed in a local environment. So what I'm going to do first is create a new page. I'm just going to title it landing page, and let's click on use the Divi builder. I'm not going to go into the details or how to install the theme. I just want to focus on how to use the Divi builder, the visual builder, to create a website like this one. So first thing, we're going to choose build from scratch. And what I like to do first is to check out like the structure of the website we're building. In this case, I can see this is first we have one section. Here we have another section. Maybe this is a third section because of this background, this green background. Another section, another one, and the footer. Okay, so we have like 4 or 5 different sections, and of course a header and a footer. Okay, so I'm going to build the entire body, and at the end I will see what we do with the header. In this case, there's only one item in the menu, and this logo. Anyway, so let's get started. So first thing, I'm just going to duplicate a few sections because I like to see like an entire blank canvas. Of course, that's optional. And another thing I like to do is to download the images, in this case because we are recreating this website. But if you are working with your own design, what I like to do is to have all my assets already available. So in this case, what I'm going to do is use this Chrome extension called Image Downloader to download all the images. So I'm going to select them all, and as you can see, this is incredibly handy. Like, it gets all the images in this page, and I can download them with a few clicks. As you can see, we are getting all the images here. So let me go to my downloads folder, and here we have all the images in the website. Okay. So what I can do is to create a new folder. I'm just going to move everything there to this folder. Okay, so now we have this background image. Of course, you will see that I'm going to tell you that there are so many different ways to accomplish the same. In this case, for example, this section, it could be a full color picture, and it could have an overlay solid color with some opacity. But in this case, what they did is to have the image already with this solid color overlay. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the first section settings, and from here in the content tab, let's open the background, and I'm going to add an image as a background. So I think it's this one. I'm just gonna drag and drop it here. Let's click on upload, and there you go. So now we have this image as a background. Of course, doesn't have the height that we need, but we will change that. Next, we have a logo and this menu, this link. And another thing I like to do is using this another Chrome extension called What Font. I can see what type of font they are using, if this is bold or regular, the size of it. So you just click on the text you want to check, and as you can see, we can see it's using the Apple System font. The next web font will be Sigoi UI or Roboto. It's normal, it weighs 700, size it's 72 pixels. You have all the information there, and you can do the same with every text, even with the buttons. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to save here. So as you can see, we have this purple button here, and now the first time once you have created a new page, you will see this publish button, and after that you will see a save button like this one. Okay, so I'm saving this because I'm going to exit the Visual Builder. I'm going to click here on the theme customizer, because what I want to do is to set here in the general settings, typography, I want to set a font. Let's use Roboto as the default theme font. So Roboto, something that bothers me is that there's no search bar here. I don't know why. We should have one there, but anyways. So Roboto here. So now all the fonts used as headers and all the fonts, all the text used in the body will be by default using Roboto. Okay, it's published. Okay, now we're back on the website. Let's click enable the Visual Builder. And I'm just gonna, so this is 72 pixels, color is white, 79 pixels line height. So I'm going to just copy this. Oh, another thing before that is we need to insert a row. In this case, there's just one column row. So let's choose this one, text. I'm going to paste here the text, and I'm going to set this as an H1. Next thing, let's go to the design tab, heading text, select H1. It's okay, by default we know this is set to Roboto, and I'm going to set this as bold, white color, and this should be 72 pixels, and this 79 pixels. So I think this is a bit bolder, so probably it should be set to ultra bold. Yeah, looks quite the same. Next thing, I'm going to copy this text. Let's add a text module here. So as you can see, we have sections in the blue color, we have rows in the green color, and we have modules in this gray color. So I will try to comment all these things for those who are just starting with Divi, but these are the very basic things about this Visual Builder. So from here I can open up my modules menu. Can just search for the text module, and I'm going to paste here the text. Let me go back to check out the settings for this text. So this is set to normal, weight is 300, size is 20, 30, and color is white. So here in the text module, let's go to the design tab. In this case, select text. Let's change this to white, and this was, I think it was 20, and this was set to 30 pixels. And I think it's a bit, so it's lighter, so probably it's this one. Yeah, not sure if it looks quite similar. Not sure why, but this looks a bit thinner, and in this case looks maybe too boldy. Maybe if I set it to font weight light, well, I think it's not exactly the same font. Anyways, I'm going to leave it in normal. Next thing, we have a button here. So again, let's click on this plus button. Here we have the button module. Click on it, get started. So from here in the text, we will set the text that we can see in the button. Get started. Of course, if we have a link, you can set it here, and you can select the target if you want to, when people clicks on this button, to open up in the same window or in a new tab. I'm just gonna leave it like that. And the next thing is we need to get this background color. And what I like to do, again with the help of another Chrome extension, in this case it's called Colorzilla. This is a color picker for websites. So you just click on it and put your mouse over the element you want to get the color, click on it, and now we have the hex code in our clipboard. So let's go back to the website, and from here in content, in the design tab, let's click on button, and from here we need to set this to turn on this, so we can set a custom style. So bottom background, we want it to be this green color, and as you can see, this green color, we can see it present in different places in the website, like this background, or here in these other buttons, or here. So what I'm going to do is to save this color in my color palette and save it as a global color. So you can do this in here or here, it doesn't matter in which element you do it. So I'm just gonna do it from here, and as you can see, we have no global colors yet, but I'm going to add the first one. I'm going to paste the code and click on this icon, and there you go. Now we have a global color, which means that we can access that color from different elements. And of course, if you modify this color from one element, it will modify for every element. So be careful with that. Anyway, so that's my background. I'm going to set the border color as well with this green color. Next thing is border radius. I think it's set to 50 or 25, I think it is. Yeah. Next, let's get the font. So this is a 16 pixels font set to white. It's only set to white when the mouse is over, and I think it's like a blue color. In this case, the Chrome extension doesn't get the color when the mouse is not over. So what I'm going to do is to right click on my mouse. Let's open the inspector, and let's select this element, and let's see if we can find this color. So here it is. It's not black, so here. No. I think it's here, button text color. So I'm going to save this color as well. So we have now, there you go. And I will say this was a bold. And I think it's set to 16. Let me check that out. Yeah, 16. And of course it looks bigger because this button has more padding to the sides and to the top and bottom than the one we have. So let's fix that. So here we are still in the button settings. Open up the spacing tab. From here, let's add some padding. So what do you think? Maybe 40. Of course, we can check it out by going to the inspector and finding the CSS code for this. So here's the button class. So maybe here it is. Padding. So this is the padding. It's using 0.5 rem and 1 rem. So we could replicate that. See? This one. Yeah, it's not quite the same yet, but yeah, I think that's kind of similar. Maybe there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm happy with the results. But another detail here is that as I said before, when you hover this button, the text color changes to white. So how you make that? Let's go back to the button settings, design, button, and here in the button text color module, as you can see, in many of these adjustments, I can hover with the mouse and it will open up these icons. And the same happens here, and the same happens here. So if I want to change like the hover state, what I need to do is to click on this mouse icon, and from here I can select the hover state for the element. So we're going to set this to white. As you can see, there it is. Let me go back to desktop, and now as you can see, it changes color. In this case, it's also showing us this icon, this chevron icon, I think it's called, but we don't have that here, which I think it's okay, it doesn't hurt, but I'm going to turn it off. So again, let's go back to the button settings, and here we have this show button icon option that we can set to no. Let's save that, and let's click on save. And as you can see, it looks very similar now. We still need to add this and this, but what I could do is to add them as the menu here, as the header, or I could just add them here. Add them as another image. So let me open the logo. It's here. So I'm going to first create it this way, and maybe at the end I will create it here in the header. So definitely it's much smaller. So let's click on the image. Now, and in this case, we have a different row because we have two columns here, one with the logo and another one with this menu item. So I'm going to add another row with two columns. Let's move it here. I can drop this here, the other side. Let's go to the image settings, design, sizing, and I don't know, maybe max width 100 pixels. Yeah, I think it's even smaller than that, maybe 80. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm not going to go into the details or what's the specific distance here, but as you can see, it's quite. So one way to do this, it would be to add a text module here. Paste the text. Let's go to design, set it to white. This is 20. I'm going to align this to the right side. Maybe set the font weight to light. Yeah. And as you can see here, when I hover this element, it showed this underline. So another thing, sorry. Before that, let's go to the text. Let me select this, and this is a link. So I'm going to insert a link here. I could do this from here, and also in the link text, in the link tab. But I want to show you this. So I'm going to create it from here. So this. I wanted to show you that when you link a text in the content, this is going to happen. It will change the color to the default link color. In this case, this light blue. So how we change that? We need to go to the design tab, click on text, and from here, as you can see, we have this menu with tabs. Click on the chain link, and from here you can establish some specific settings for links. In this case, I'm going to change the text color. Okay. So again, as I was showing you before, this menu item, this link, when you hover it, it shows this text underline. So in this case, I can go here to the font style menu and click on the text underline. But in this specific option, as you can see, if I hover the mouse, I don't get the same options to customize it like here, that we have the hover state option. I don't have any option. So it doesn't work if I set it from here, because if I turn this on, it will always show the underline and not only when I hover the element. So one way to accomplish this is go to the advanced settings. Here you have the custom CSS tab. And from here in the main element, here we do have the hover state option. So let's click on that. Let's click on hover. And what I'm going to do is add a text decoration, which is the CSS property that we need to add an underline. Of course, this is maybe a more advanced configuration, but anyways, it's pretty simple to use, and it's good that you know that you can customize CSS for every element within the Divi builder from modules to rows to sections. So I'm going to click on OK, and as you can see, let me save this so I can show you how it works. I'm going to exit the builder, and as you can see, now when I hover this element, it's showing the underline. So looking pretty good, isn't it? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this header because it's kind of annoying. I wanted to see that we are getting to the same landing page we're building. So what I'm going to do now is go to the dashboard, and from here we have the Divi menu, and let's go to the theme builder. Theme builder is one of my favorite features in this theme, because we can create custom headers and custom footers, or even a custom body style for different pages. And we can create as many templates as we want, and we can, I don't know, it's very, very useful. Well, anyways, so what I'm going to do is to add a global header, which means that you will repeat this header in every page that we create, with the exception that if we create specific headers for some pages. And in this case, what I'm going to do is to leave this empty. So let me show you what happens if we do that. So let's save here. Let's close this and save these changes. And let's open up the site. Sorry. Let's open up the page because we're working on a specific page. And for now, okay, this is white. So what's happening here is we need to go back to this header, and let's set these backgrounds to transparent. And what I'm going to do is to open up the design tab. Let's go to spacing, and I'm going to set this to 0. And let's do the same. We haven't added anything inside this section, so let's save these changes. And let's refresh this web page. And now we don't see that white bar anymore. As you can see, we're pretty much getting there. Of course, when I open up between tabs, I don't see it exactly the same. This website I think it's a bit wider than this one. Also, the background picture is not positioned in the same place. We can make those adjustments. It's not something that bothers me, but I want to show you that we can kind of create the same. So in the background, well, from here, you could create, you could add a gradient background, a solid background. This could be a video background as well. So from here, you can set all that. And here we have different options for the image size of the image background. So maybe is the center to the right or to the left. Maybe, I think that's it. Yeah. So the problem was the position of the image in the background. If we wanted this to have more width, we could go to the row settings. Let's go to design, and from here in sizing, we have a width of 80%, but if I change this, it won't happen. Nothing will happen, because the problem is here. We have set a max width. So if I increase this, as you can see, the elements are moving to the sides. because each of these elements is aligned to the left and to the right. So now, of course, this is bigger than the size of my screen. So I could set this, I don't know, to this, and maybe that's more similar. Anyways, I'm going to leave this the way it was. I just wanted to show you that you can make those adjustments as well. You are not limited to the default sizes. So anyways, so let's keep going. So next we have this section that has one title, and here we have these 3 columns with these are icons, and text. So I'm just going to copy this. I'll try to go a bit faster. So this is one row first. Let's add this. In this case, probably this should be an H2. And click here, heading text. Let's check the style. So this is 45. And probably this is trouble. Maybe just bold. I'm going to grab the color code, and again, I'm going to add this code as a global color. Just click on it and align this to the center. And that's it. See, we have this space is bigger, so what I can do is to add some top margin to the row. And again, there are many ways to accomplish that. I could add the same margin top to the text module, to the row, or even to the section. And the result could be kind of the same. Next, we have these 3 columns. So we need to add a new row. As you can see, we have different layouts here. And we have an image. Next, we have a text module. What I like to do in these cases that we have like elements that they repeat or they're very similar, what I like to do is I like to create the first one. So I already have the icons here. I'm just going to upload the 3 elements at the same time. Let's click on this one. Okay. Oh, sorry, I need to first align it to the center. Now let's modify the text. So here, let's say this is an H3. So let's go to design, and from here we can set H3. Let's check the style, it's 24. And in this same module, we need to adjust this paragraph. So this is set to 60. In this case, we're going to set it to light. And I'm just going to assume that this is the color they are using. I need to set it as well in the heading. And I forgot to align the text. There you go. So maybe the space between these 2 elements is too much. So what I can try to do is to, in the image, set the margin bottom to 0. As you can see, that made it. I think that's fine. So I was telling you what I like to do, and this is a personal preference, is to create the first element, or the first column in this case first, and then let's go to the row settings. From here I will remove the other two columns. Of course this changes the position of the column, but now I'm just going to duplicate this one. So now I only need to change the elements, in this case the image, and then this text. Again, this is one way to accomplish it, but I kind of like to do it this way. And now the same with the third column, number 3, here and here. And now again I'm going to save. If you're on a Mac, you can press Command S, or probably on a Windows. On a PC, you can press Control S and it will save it. So that's pretty cool. And now we have another section. So I think it's a different section, or at least I will do it this way because of this background. So here we have one section, just white, but here we have a different section. So in this section, what I'm going to do is try to recreate this background, and I think this is a solid color. I can check this out in different ways, and yeah, it's a solid color. So what I'm going to do is to create a gradient background. So as you can see, I'm in the section settings in the background tab. Let's click on background gradient and let's add a new one. So by default, it creates this background with these two gradient stops. Then we can click on it and modify. So I'm going to leave one with white, and the other one I'm going to use the green that we have saved. So that's it. Next thing is to, there it is. Yeah, that's it. What I was trying to accomplish. So this is definitely not something I do regularly. So, but as you can see, there's always a way to accomplish this. And I'm pretty sure probably someone else will do it in a different way. But anyways, so of course, it doesn't look like this, but we will get there. So I'm going to copy this text. And here I can see that we have one row with two columns. So we have this text module, this button, and here we have an image. So let's add that. So here I'm going to add a text. And in this case, I'm going to add first the elements, and then I will modify them. I can add the image because I know I have it. So can you see that now it's looking much more similar? Starting to look similar. So again, let's change this. Let's see what's 45, and this is 16. Yes. So H2 45. let's put it to bold, and text 16. Let's this color. Eventually, it's like a light text heading also to this color. Looks good to me. I think there's more space between the title and the text. And again, there are different ways to accomplish this. What I like to do, because I think it's easier, is to put each element on a different module and not both on the same content. And from here, I can be much more specific with the margins. Sorry, here, margin. So 0 is that, and probably we need like 20. Yeah, I think this is regular. Okay, let's check this out. So, okay, this is a different button than the one we created before. And what I could do here is to just style this button, or I can go back to the button we already created, and let's copy this module. So I can right click here on the module and click on module and copy module, and then I can come here and paste this module. There. I'm going to remove this one. And another way, I can go back to this one and I can click on this icon to duplicate it and just drag and drop it where I want to use it. In this case, here. Okay, so I know this has a white color text. Remember that because of we are using the same style of this button, we will also get the same hover style that we defined here. So in this case, I'm going to change that, I don't know, to black. It's okay, but now we need to get this background color, or at least to make sure what a specific color is. It's kind of like a very dark blue, I think. And I think it's a color we don't have. So let's go to design, button, and from here, I'm going to add a new global color. And let's select that. As you can see, we have a border there. So here, we can change that. Learn more. So let's go to content. And that's it. Now, I set it to a hover state using black, but I don't think that works. I'm just gonna remove the hover state. Okay, let's click on save. That looks good to me. And now, here we have the same idea in a different order. So what I'm going to do in this case is duplicate this row. Just clicking this. And now what I can do is go to these row settings and change the order of the columns. Of course, now I need to modify the elements. But I won't modify the text on the bottom because it's just that. But I need to modify this background. So let's go to the section, background. Let's go to the gradient and let's play with this. So we can get the result we're looking for. So this is happening like this. The gradient is passing through the computer, like in this point but in our case, it's here. So how do we get there? So let's see. I think that we need to maybe add. Okay, I haven't done this before, so I'm just trying to find the best way to accomplish this result. So maybe something like this. No. Let me try another way. So look, I'm going to put this just, I think, yeah, to 40. 40. Or maybe 70. Don't worry, we will get there. See, we are getting there. Yes, I think that's it. And there you go. So it's pretty similar. I think there's a small gradient here. Not sure. To me, it looks a bit brighter here than here, but I don't know. Anyways, it looks very similar. I'm going to save this, and as you can see, you always can face things that you don't know how to solve. But from here, every time you play with this visual builder, you will learn more how to get things done. So you just need to try it. Try it. And if there's something that you don't know how to accomplish, Google it. Elegant Themes has a huge blog, and there's a ton of articles about Divi, or you can try looking for CSS solutions and apply them. And there's always a way. Anyway, let's keep going. And guys, I appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, or if you like this video, please comment it or give it a like. I'll truly appreciate it. And if you are starting with Divi, if you are thinking about getting this theme for your next WordPress website, I truly recommend it. I think for its price, it's an incredible tool because you can pay the one-time license and you can build as many sites as you want. I have been using the same license for, I don't know, like 6 years, and I have built more than 150 websites with this, with only one license. So if you are thinking about getting this website, this theme, please, I truly appreciate if you use the link in the description of this video. It's an affiliate link, and I will get a commission if you buy using my link. But anyways, that's it. So, okay. So now we have this section. Same structure like here. So we have one row with one column and then another row with 3 columns. So here we can add one column row, and next we can have a 3 columns row. Just going to close this. Check our pricing. I think it's the same title as this. So in this case, what I will do is go back here, duplicate this. I can move this around. Sometimes this is a bit annoying because it doesn't scroll down the way you need. So not always the best way to get it done, especially if you have like a really long website. Another way to accomplish that, it will be we open this layers. I open this with this icon here, and from here you can open up each section. As you can see, you can access these different elements. So what if I place this text here? You can see it move it there. And another way it will be from here. So here you have the option to set the view to the desktop, tablet, and mobile view. And also you can use this wireframe view. So from here, here's the text module. Just gonna place it there. Let's go back to the desktop view, and there it is. See, different ways to accomplish the same. Now we need to create these pricing boxes. So, but in this case, what I see is we only have like text and this button. So let's click on Startup. And again, I'm going to build the first one and then replicate. So Startup, and we have the price, and I'm going to do this with different modules. So later I can give it a style. This will be one module. Duplicate, modify, and last we have this button. So, okay, let's check. This is set to 24. So I'm going to leave this. All of this will be just text. I'm going to keep this as a semi-bold. Let's set it to this gray. This was set to 24. All these elements are aligned to the center. So there. Next, we have this one, which is size 88 pixels. Text. So in this case, 88 is just the 0. But here we have another one set to 16. And this dollar, this currency sign is set to 16 as well. So how will we do that? Well, this is different. I'm going to set this to the default 16. Let me change the style first here. So align this to the center. So because in this case we want just only one element within this text, what I'm going to do is go to the content text, and I'm going to change it from here. But from here, I don't have a sizing option. So what I need to do is go to this text tab, and I'm going to set this. So to do this, you will need some HTML and CSS knowledge, but don't get scared. This is something very specific, and it's good if you learn this. So I'm going to set this as a span. It could be a div as well, but it's span's okay. And I'm going to add some inline style CSS. So style, and this is font size 88 pixels. See? So now only the element within the span it's changing its size. I'm going to also change the font weight to bold. And that's it. Now we can go back to visual. There it is. See? Another thing that's different here is the space between the elements. Yeah, I think it's even more than that. And next we have this. So this is, let's change the color, 16. And we need to increase the line height. There, yes. And in this case, something I never use, but what you can do is to just click here. And as you can see, you can edit the text. And I can tell that there's a space here, so I'm going to remove that. Next thing, we need to style this. In this case, this button is different because it has only a border and a white background. So I'm just going to build it. What says? It says get free. Get free. Let's go to the design tab, button, activate the custom styles. In this case, this is set to 16. I'm going to set the background to white, but in the hover state, we'll be using this gray color. Next thing, we need to let's go back to desktop, and we need to change the text color to gray. I don't know if this is gray, but I think it is. Let's set this to 25. We need to increase the spacing by adding some padding. Yeah, that's much better. Maybe 35. And maybe here we can set this to bold. I think it's bold. And we need to modify the text color when hovering. So here, click on the mouse icon, and let's click on white. As you can see, it looks different because the border is also, we need to modify that. So border color here. So we need to make that when we hover this, changes to this. Yes. This also has the icon activated, and you can choose a different icon, of course. You can turn it off. There it's gone, but I'm going to leave it. And next thing, we need to align this to the center. I'm going to add also some margin top. So these are all CSS concepts like margin, padding, and these are all CSS options. So seriously, if you learn CSS, this will be so much easier for you. Let's save. So looks quite similar. It's not perfect, of course. The font we're using is not exactly the same, and you can tell that because of the zero is completely different. But anyways, so I'm just going to repeat what I showed you before. I'm going to the row settings, going to remove these two columns and duplicate this one. So I'm not going to modify the entire content, but as you can see here, we have this third column. It's the same style, and now we need to recreate this one. So to do this, I'm going to use my color picker to get this color code of this background. I'm going to the row settings, and in this column, we can go to the settings of this specific column. And from here, we're going to add a new background color, but first I'm going to save this color because I'm not sure if we have it, or maybe we do. There, I think that's it. No, it's not. So, wait. And so, I'm just gonna put it there. And now we need to change all these elements to white color. And now I can tell we are going to have a small problem, but it's okay. So text, these are all text. So in this case, white, and white. Okay. So the kind of problem is that everything is way too close to the edge, to the border, to the top. So what we need to do is let's go to this column, to this specific column, and add some spacing by adding padding. So what I need to do is to add padding here and the same in the bottom. I think that's enough. Yeah, probably. You can also tell that it has some border radius. Yeah. So because we're here, we can set the borders to 5. And there you go. So now the problem that we have is that this text and this text is not aligned with this one. And as you can see here, they are all aligned. So we need to add the same padding to each column. 30 and 30 pixels. See? Now everything is aligned. I need to change this button as well. So let's go to design button, and from here desktop. And for what I remember, this is set to green, and I think the color in this case is set to white. Probably the border is set to green, and well, the color is text color is not white, it's blue, and when we hover it, it's white. And when we hover it, so you can see when I set the hover option here, it sets to all the elements that have the hover option activated. So in this case, bottom text color is set to white, and this should be stay green, and same with the border. So yes, that's much better. Another thing, this is slightly wider than mine, definitely wider. So what I can do is let's go to row settings, sizing, and what I want is to decrease the spacing between each column. That's what is called gutter, and we can change it from here. So what I'm going to do is to change this to 1, to gutter width 1. As you can see, now this is much bigger. Not sure if it's exactly the same, but you can get there easily. So looking very similar. I'm going to save here. And now we have this section with these logos. So one is to get this color, super simple. Background, it's a solid color. I haven't seen this color in other places in the website, so I'm not going to save it to the global colors. And we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 logos. And there are different ways to accomplish this. In this case, the easiest way will be to add a 6-column row. And let me find these images. So 1, we can do what I always do. See, it's okay, and we can change each of these images. Right, number 2. And you get the idea. So I'm going to leave it there. And that was like super simple. So that's one way to accomplish that. Of course, there are other ways. For starters, there are special plugins for Divi to add client logos. So you could install one of those and use them. But anyways, in this case, I think this solution works. I'm going to save this, and I think it looks very similar. I know in this website it looks a bit bigger, and that's because of the row size that I showed you before. You can change here. So if we increase the max width, of course the size of each logo increases a little bit. See? So anyways, I'm going to leave it like that. And now we only have the footer left. So what I'm going to do is going to save this. Now I'm going to exit this. Let's go back to the dashboard and the Divi theme builder. And from here, we're going to build our global footer. So as you can see here, now we have this blank canvas. And this is kind of similar to this header. We have an image as a background. And we have a row with 2 columns, one on the left with this content, and on the right with this form. So 2 columns row. Let me close this. I'm going to the section settings, background. Let's click on image. And let's use this one. This is the image they're using. And there it is. It's super dark. So anyways, so I'm going to just copy this. Let's add, in this case, I'll try to make it work in only one text module. So first, we usually use 16. In the heading, it's an H2. Set it to white. definitely bolder, or maybe ultra bold. And this is probably 46 or something like that. Yeah, I don't think it's ultra bold. Let's check. Yeah, 45. So super similar. In this case, what I want is to have increased the line height. See? Maybe that was too much. 1.8 yen. And now this form. So this is something that there are many ways to accomplish this. You could embed a web form from another platform. You can embed a form from MailChimp. You can embed an HTML form. And there's also a contact form. This is a Divi contact form. So from here, let's see, we have name, email, and message, which is kind of the same, name, email, and message. And what I'm going to do is to remove this captcha. And I will try to style this same way. So maybe here there are some things we won't get to the same result, but let's try it. So let's go to design, layout. No, we don't want full width. I honestly never use this web form. What I'd like to do is to use Gravity Forms, which is an incredible WordPress plugin, not only for websites using Divi, but for WordPress websites. And I use that one, or Contact Form 7. I think it's probably the most popular contact form plugin for WordPress websites. But anyways, let's see if we can get there with this Divi form. So field background, we want this to be transparent. Field text color, we want this to be green. Focus, which is that, when you put the cursor there, we want that to be green as well. No, sorry, we don't want a color there. So we want that transparent. And field text color. Field text color is, I think, focus. No, just leave it like that. And then we need to, let me see if there's a way to add a border from here. No, as I said, I never use this, so maybe inside each field background, focus. Oh yeah, something that I'm going to reestablish this. And let me go back here. So I'm in the contact form settings, and what I was doing is to modify I was modifying the name field, but maybe I can modify all the fields at the same time by making the changes here in the design tab. So yes, transparent, field text color set to green, and focus we will leave it just like that. So now we need to look for a border. So yeah, in this case, this border, I think it will be for all the fields. So here. Oh yes, that's great. So global, let's set it to green, and from here we can round the corners a little bit. See, D6. And now we need to change the submit button. So button here, custom bottom, and how it is green. This color is like this, that one. The border color should be green as well. In this case, again, it's 25. And in this case, we have a full width bottom. Let's change the text color for the hover state. Yes, perfect. So how would you change the width of the bottom if we don't have that option here? So again, let's go to the Advanced tab. And one way it will be to, let's say we add a class to this bottom. You can add a specific ID for this element, and then you can create a custom CSS for that ID that applies a width of 100%. But in this case, I think I can do it from here, from the custom CSS to the main element. Or maybe not. In this case, it's main element. This is not just the bottom. Sorry. So let's see, contact bottom. Here it is. So that's not working as I expected. Maybe if I add an important. No. So let me see. What I'm going to do, well, first is let's save this. Let's close this and save these changes. This is very important. Let's open up the website in a new tab. Oh, again, well, this is good. So I went to the home page, and the page we're building is not set by default as the home page. But what happened here is that we are seeing the footer because of the footer is set to be the global footer, which means we will see this footer in every page. If I go to this Hello World page that comes with the default installation, again, I see the default footer and I see the default header that has nothing, that it's completely empty. So let me go to pages, and from here I will open up. So this is how the site is looking. And now what we want to do is to make this bottom to be 100%. And I think it looks too big. So let me see first. I like to go to inspect, and we can try if this works. So bottom, this is the class. It has a class by default. And let's see if this works. So I think I know why this is not working. And the problem is not within the button itself. The problem is with the container. So what we need to do is to change a CSS property that's keeping this button aligned to the left and inside a small container. As you can see there, that's the problem. So in this case, if I modify this CSS from here, we are getting our full width button. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to copy this CSS, this class. I'm going to the dashboard, and from here, Divi, in the first option, the theme options, in the general tab, if you scroll down, you can access this custom CSS. Here we can add some custom CSS. So I'm going to paste the class, and from here I'm going to define it as 100% width. important, and let's see. So now I'm going to refresh this, and now it's sorry, well, that's okay. The problem was the float, so I'm going to define the float as known. Now let's say changes, and it's not working, so it's not that. Well, let's see. So okay. What I was doing, it's okay, because I'm making changes to the container, not to the button. So we haven't said that the button has 100%. We only define that the container now has 100%. So what I can do here is enable the Visual Builder. Let's go to this button, and let's do what I was showing you before. Let's go to the Advanced tab, Custom CSS, Contact button, and from here, let's apply 100%, and now it's working as we wanted. It's looking good. So now in the Design tab, what I'm going to do is to reduce a little bit this. 16 looks okay to me. And let's compare this. So yeah, it looks pretty similar. Of course, there are some differences, like this space here is different. In this case, this form has the name of each field outside of the field, which is something that you can accomplish in this with this Divi form, but it needs more technical experience. But anyways, I'm just going to leave it like that. To me, it looks okay. Another thing another adjustment is I'm going to increase the padding here in the top and in the bottom, because it looks bigger to me. So spacing here and the section settings, maybe 100. Yeah, kind of looks good. So I'm going to leave it like that. Let's save. And well, remember I was building the footer from here in the Divi builder, in the theme builder. So here it is. But once you have published your footer or your header, you can access to edit it within every page. So as you can see, I can turn on to edit the post content. It means the page content. And now I can edit the footer template as well. So I don't need to go back to the theme builder every time I want to change an element in the footer that I'm seeing right here. Okay, and I think there's just one last section. So let's get the color. I'm going to add this into the footer. It's a regular one. I think it has 2 columns. First, I'm going to modify the background color. That's okay. And now I'm going to copy this text. So this is a text. Let's paste it here. Design text. Set it to white. It's bigger than that. I'm going to put it in a light font weight. Then I'm going to reduce the spacing, the padding. So if I put it to 0, you can see we still have some padding, because this is the padding from the section, but we also have padding from the row. So it's okay, and I'm going to remove in the text settings, I'm going to remove all margin from the top to the bottom. That's okay. And from here, I'm going to remove only the bottom padding. Okay. And next thing, we have these social media icons. Well, actually, we need to add some more padding because it doesn't look quite the same. So let's go back to the section settings and maybe something like that. Okay. And now we need these social media icons. So from here, I'm going to insert a new module, and there's one called social media follow that allow us to add social media icons. So in this case, we have Facebook, Twitter, Medium, and LinkedIn. Facebook, Twitter. I'm not sure if we will find Medium. Yes, there it is. And LinkedIn. It's not the exact same icon, but anyways. So these icons are all white. And yeah, it's kind of gray, I think. Let's inspect these ones. No, these are white. Okay. So what we can do here is let's go to design. Let's align this entire module to the right. Let's click on icon. Yeah, this is the color. So what we need to change is the background, and we will need to do that for each icon. So background, in this case, icon here. This needs to change. We can change that from here for all of these. Yes. And we want this to be 25 because we want a complete circle. I'm not sure if this will work here, but another feature that Divi has is the extend style for different elements. So what this does is that, let's say we want these rounded corners applied to all these icons. And of course, it takes time to go icon by icon. So what you can do, and again, I'm not sure if this will work, but let's try it. You can click on these three dots. You will see more options. And let's click on extend round corners. So then this is going to ask us where, to what elements. In this case, to all contact forms. This one, all social media follows. See, to all the modules that are social media follows modules. Where? Everywhere, or in this section, only in this section. So let's extend, and now as you can see, all the elements have a full circle as a background. So we can do, I think we can do the same with the background. So let's extend, oh no, we can't do that, see? So sometimes you can do it and sometimes you can't. So let's, in this case, we can go element by element, and that's okay. And there you go. So another thing I noticed is that the color changes, and I think these are a bit bigger, but anyways, yeah, color changes when you hover them. So let me show you if we can accomplish that. Of course, let's go to the background because we want the background to change when we hover it. So here is the icon, so we can do it. And let's change that to this green. The icon color should change to white. So there you go. It's okay. And now when I hover the Facebook icon, it should change. I'm going to adjust the padding because it's bothering me. That doesn't look quite the same, so I think that's better. So let's save and let's exit the Visual Builder. Yes, of course I need to apply to all the rest of the buttons, but there it is. And we could increase the size of this a little bit, but there it is, guys. So as you can see, now we have this entire landing page recreated. It looks very similar to me. Of course, there are a few differences, but if you have been following this tutorial, now you are able to create something like this. And you can tell that it's very simple to use. And if you use it and practice, it will get much easier. I think in a regular day, this will take me half of the time. And it took me like 1 hour now because I'm talking and I'm not used to talk and do this. So anyway, so that's it. And the last thing I want to show you, let's enable the Visual Builder again, is what happens with mobile. So this is very important because everyone goes to the website now from their phones. So from here, you can set this phone view, this mobile view. You even can select which phone the user is using. So let's set it to an iPhone, for example. And from here, we can modify elements as well, only for the mobile view, and the same for the tablet view. So let's say I have no idea how this thing looks on mobile, so we can check that out by opening the inspector and this. And of course, it's different. So as you can see, these elements are completely different. This is aligned to the middle, it's smaller. So if we wanted to make that change, what I will do is, okay, let's click on the mobile view. And you need to go to the element settings. In this case, this text. Let's go to the design. This is an H1. And first, we want to reduce the size of this text. So from here, when you hover this configuration, you will see this mobile icon. Click on it. And from here, you can establish a specific size for each of these devices. So in this case, I'm going to reduce it, I don't know, to 56 maybe. And also, I'm going to change the alignment in the case of mobile to be aligned to the center. And I'm going to reduce this line height as well. So in this case, I'm not seeing, I'm not replicating the same as the official site, but I want to show you that you can do this. So, and you can do that with each of these elements. If you wanted to, maybe in the case of mobile, let's say we want this to be in a different color only for in mobile. So we go to that element, we select the mobile option, and in this case, we want this to be red. So we will see this with a red background only in mobile. If I go to the desktop view, it's with a blue color. If I go to the mobile view, it's red. So that's the way you can set specific styles and specific configurations for the mobile devices, for different devices. Another thing you can do is, let's say we don't want this entire section to show on mobile. You go to the section settings, advanced, and from here you have the visibility option, and you can disable it for phone. So as you can see now, it's showing, but with some opacity. So we know it's there, but it means this is not showing on mobile. Same if we don't want to see it on desktop. It's there, but it has this opacity. And as you can see, there are so many more options here to customize and build the website you want. You can create transitions, you can create effects, you can add some animations, which are kind of basics, but you can add them as well. And you can do many things. So I hope this was useful. As I said in the beginning of this video, the purpose of this video is to show you how easy it is to create websites using the Divi Visual Page Builder. It's a great tool. It's my favorite theme so far. As I said before, I have created, seriously, I don't know, more than 150 websites with this builder, and I paid only once for the license, which is, I think it's $250 for life, and you will get access to all the updates. So that's great that you don't need to pay every year a yearly fee. You don't need to renew the license. And there are so many other add-ons that you can buy. There's an entire marketplace of plugins, especially for this theme. So I encourage you to try it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I always try to answer every question I get. I'm happy to help you with anything you need. And again, I will leave in the description a link. So if you're interested in getting this theme, I'll truly appreciate if you use my affiliate link, so I get a small commission for that. Again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I truly appreciate if you leave a like or a comment in the video. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll try to upload another video during the next days. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.